The Palm Springs housing market is giving mixed signals. Prices are near record highs, yet mortgage rates have dropped. Sales are down, but inventory is up. It's an election year, and all U.S. realtors have new rules to follow, including all of us here in Palm Springs. Understanding these market dynamics is crucial for anyone considering a real estate move in the Palm Springs area. Making the wrong decision could potentially cost thousands of dollars. Whether you're looking to buy your desert dream home or sell your property for the best price, navigating this complex market requires careful analysis. Hi, Neal here, your Living in Palm Springs Realtor with our August 2024 Palm Springs Real Estate Update. Let's jump right in so you'll have a clear picture of the market and the strategies to help you succeed, whether you're buying or selling. The latest data shows some intriguing trends that paint a complex picture of the local real estate market. As of July 2024, the median price for single-family homes in the entire Coachella Valley stands at $669,000, while condos come in at $460,000. Now, these figures represent slight increases from the previous year, suggesting a generally stable market. However, when we zoom in on specific cities within the valley, we see some surprising variations that tell a different story. Palm Springs, often considered the heart of the desert real estate market, has experienced a noticeable 10% decline in home prices over the past year. This drop is significant and might raise eyebrows for those familiar with the area's typically robust market. On the other hand, Coachella has seen a dramatic 27.8% increase in home prices during the same period of time. This stark contrast between these two Coachella Valley cities highlights the importance of looking beyond the general trends when considering real estate investments. The variations don't stop there. Let's look at attached homes, which include condos and townhouses. In Palm Springs, the average price per square foot for attached homes has decreased by 5.4%. Meanwhile, Bermuda Dunes has seen an 18% increase in the same category. These disparities underscore the localized nature of real estate dynamics and the need for buyers and sellers to have detailed area-specific knowledge. So, what do these price trends mean for buyers and sellers in different parts of the Coachella Valley? For potential buyers, areas like Palm Springs might present unexpected opportunities. The 10% price decline could mean more affordable homes and options in this historically desirable location. However, it's crucial to understand the factors behind this decrease to make an informed decision. As of this recording, the current price of an average-sized single-family home in Palm Springs is $1,157,731. On the flip side, sellers in areas experiencing price increases like Coachella or Bermuda Dunes might find themselves in a favorable position. The significant price jumps in these areas could translate to higher returns on investment. However, sellers should also be aware that rapidly rising prices might impact affordability for potential buyers, potentially affecting demand. It's worth noting that the overall increase in median prices for attached homes across the Coachella Valley seems to follow somewhat of a seasonal pattern. This trend could influence buyer expectations and market behavior in the next few months. Buyers might anticipate further price increases as we move into traditionally busier seasons, while sellers might strategize their timing to maximize returns. These varied price trends across the Coachella Valley illustrate the importance of hyper-local market knowledge. What's happening in Palm Springs might be quite different from the situation in Palm Desert, Rancho Mirage, or La Quinta. This localized nature of real estate dynamics can significantly affect buyer and seller strategies. For instance, buyers interested in Palm Springs might want to act sooner rather than later if they believe the current price dip is only temporary. On the other hand, those looking in areas with rapidly increasing prices might be prepared for more competitive bidding situations. Sellers in areas experiencing price declines may want to consider the timing of their sale carefully, potentially waiting for market conditions to improve if their situation allows. In contrast, those in areas with significant price appreciation might find this an opportune time to list their properties. As we consider these price trends, it's important to place them in a broader context. We're currently in a presidential election year, which historically has shown some influence on real estate markets. While it's challenging to predict exact outcomes, past trends during election years have often shown fluctuations in the real estate market. Now that we've examined the price trends across the Coachella Valley, let's turn our attention to sales data, which paints an equally complex picture of the current local real estate market. The latest figures show a noticeable decrease in monthly sales, dropping from 712 units this time last year to 642 units this year. This 9.8% decline raises questions about the market's direction. Is this cause for a concern or just simply a natural adjustment? Breaking down the sales by city reveals some interesting patterns. Palm Desert leads the pack with 141 units sold, followed closely by PalmSprings with 120 units. These two cities continue to be the powerhouses of the Coachella Valley real estate market, accounting for over 40% of total sales. However, it's worth noting that PalmSprings experienced the highest percentage decline in sales compared to last year at 18%. Interestingly, Bermuda Dunes stands out as the only area that saw an increase in sales compared to the previous year. This unexpected bright spot in an otherwise declining market suggests that local factors can significantly influence buyer behavior, even in a broader downturn. Looking at the bigger picture, the total dollar sales for July 2024 amounted to $519 million. While this figure might sound impressive, it actually represents a 9.6% decrease from the previous year. This decline in total sales volume, coupled with the decrease in units sold, indicates a softening in the market. But what do these numbers mean for buyers and sellers? To answer that, we need to consider inventory levels and the month of sales ratio. As of August 1st, 2024, the inventory in the Coachella Valley stood at 2,266 units. This is 199 units lower than the previous month, but 496 units higher than it was this time last year. The current month's sales ratio is 3.7 months, which indicates a more balanced market. A balanced market typically means neither buyer nor sellers have a significant advantage in negotiations. However, with sales declining over the last 4 months and currently 27.2% below historical norms, we might be seeing a shift towards a buyer's market. This could mean negotiating power for those looking to buy a home in the Coachella Valley. For sellers, these numbers suggest that pricing strategies may need adjustment. With homes spending an average of 47 days on the market, which is 8 days longer than last year, sellers might need to be more flexible in their expectations. The fact that 71.3% of homes are selling below asking price further supports this need for some pricing flexibility. It's important to note that these market conditions are not uniform across the entire Coachella Valley. As we saw with the sales figures, different cities are experiencing different trends. Buyers and sellers should pay close attention to local data when making decisions. As we approach the 2024 presidential election, it's worth considering how this might impact the real estate market. Historically, election years can bring uncertainty to various sectors of the economy, including real estate. While it's difficult to predict exact outcomes, past trends have shown that real estate markets can experience some fluctuations during election years. Buyers might become more cautious, waiting to see how potential policy changes could affect their purchasing power. Sellers, on the other hand, might feel pressured to list their properties before any potential market disruptions. However, it's important to remember that local market conditions often have way more direct impact on real estate than the national political events. Now, let's turn our attention to a key factor influencing the PalmSprings real estate market. That's mortgage rates. The latest data shows a significant drop in the average 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, which is now standing at 6.55% as of this recording. This is the lowest it's been for the past year. This decrease from the previous rate of 6.82% has improved purchasing power for potential buyers in a meaningful way. To put this into perspective, consider a buyer with a monthly budget payment of $3,000 for mortgage. With the current rate of 6.55%, this buyer could potentially afford a home priced at approximately $466,000. This represents an increase of nearly $30,000 in purchasing power compared to when rates were at 7.15% just a month ago. For many buyers in the PalmSprings area, this difference could mean affording a more desirable property or having extra money for renovations or furnishings. However, the market does present a paradox. Despite the improved affordability due to lower mortgage rates, many potential buyers remain hesitant to enter the market. The reason? Home prices in PalmSprings and the surrounding Coachella Valley are still near record highs. This creates a psychological barrier for some buyers who may be waiting for prices to decrease further before making a move. The impact of these lower rates extends beyond just new home purchases. The refinance market has seen a significant uptick, with refinance applications surging by 16%. This indicates that current homeowners are taking advantage of the lower rates to potentially reduce their monthly payments or access the equity in their homes. On the other hand, purchase applications for new homes or new buyers have seen only a slight increase of 1%, further highlighting the hesitancy among potential buyers. For sellers in the Palm Springs area, this situation presents both opportunities and challenges. The improved affordability due to lower rates could potentially bring more buyers into the market, increasing demand for properties. However, the hesitancy among buyers means that sellers may need to be more flexible in their pricing strategies or consider offering incentives to attract serious buyers. What does this mean for potential buyers and sellers in the current Palm Springs real estate market? For buyers, the lower mortgage rates present an opportunity to get more house for their money. Those who have been on the fence about purchasing might want to reconsider their position, as the improved affordability could offset some of the high home prices here in the area. However, it's crucial for buyers to carefully assess their long-term financial situation and ensure they're not overextending themselves based solely on current rates. Sellers, on the other hand, might need to adjust their expectations in light of these market conditions. While lower mortgage rates could bring more potential buyers to the table, the high home prices mean that many of these buyers will be more discerning and potentially more willing to negotiate. Sellers might consider working with their real estate agent to develop strategies that highlight the value of their properties while also being open to reasonable offers. It's worth noting that the current market conditions create a unique window of opportunity for both buyers and sellers. For buyers, the combination of lower rates and higher inventory levels, as we discussed earlier, means more options and potentially more room for negotiation. For sellers, the fact that rates have dropped but prices remain high means that they can still command strong prices for their properties, even if they need to be somewhat flexible. Looking ahead, it's difficult to predict with certainty how long these favorable mortgage rates will last. Economic conditions, Federal Reserve policies, and broader market trends can all influence mortgage rates. This uncertainty adds another layer of complexity in the decision-making process for both buyers and sellers in the Palm Springs real estate market. The current Coachella Valley market is classified as neutral or balanced, with a median home price of $647,858. This balance provides opportunities for both buyers and sellers, but it also requires careful navigation. For buyer, there's good news. 71.3% of homes in the Palm Springs area are selling below the asking price. This trend, combined with recent drops in mortgage rates, creates potentials for negotiation. Additionally, we expect a seasonal increase in inventory starting in September, which could offer more choices for those looking to purchase. Sellers should be aware of these market conditions and price their properties accordingly. While the market isn't heavily favoring buyers, the increased inventory and the longer average time on the market does mean that competitive pricing is crucial. It's important to note that significant changes are coming to how buyers and sellers work with real estate agents. As of August 17, 2024, due to the National Association of Realtors settlement, all buyers must sign a buyer representation agreement before touring a property. This formalizes the relationship between buyers and their agents, ensuring clarity and transparency from the start. Another change affects how commissions are handled. The National Association of Realtors settlement prohibits offers of compensation to buyers' agents from being listed on the MLS. This means buyers will need to negotiate compensation directly with their agents, potentially leading to more transparent fee structures. For those attending open houses, there's a new step in that process as well. Visitors will now need to sign a non-agency agreement form before entering a property. This form clarifies that the agent hosting the open house is not representing the visitor unless a separate buyer representation agreement is in place. These changes aim to create more transparency in all real estate transactions, but they may initially cause some confusion. Over time, they're expected to lead to clearer communication and better negotiation practices for all parties involved. Given these evolving market conditions and new regulations, it's more important than ever to stay informed and seek professional advice when making real estate decisions in the Palm Springs and Coachella Valley area. Whether you're buying or selling, Working with a knowledgeable local agent can help you navigate these changes and make the most of the current market opportunities. If you have questions, be sure to book a no-obligation Zoom call with me and take advantage of the free wealth building tools and the links listed in the description below. Leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts about the current Palm Springs real estate market. Now, watch this next video selected especially for you, all about living here in Palm Springs.